Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of A Drink with
Mary
and Meena.
my
Today
sister.
we both, the most important. Today we both have proper Nepali tea because it's Tihar.
And we got Celoti and Fini roti made by my mother, truly.
Jyoti auntie.
Mrs. Georgie Garang.
Anyway, first of all, happy Tihar.
Happy Tihar.
Or happy Diwali, as it's called in the
UK. Or happy Deepawali. So
Yeah.
it's like sort of both mine.
Uh-huh.
So I guess by the time you're listening, it's already Takka, the festivities are over.
Yeah.
You're probably eating leftover Celoti.
Yeah.
With Tia
Sorry,
for
I haven't had
breakfast.
anything today yet. Okay, I haven't eaten anything, so I'm like gonna straight go into.
To be fair, I'm on the same boat. Like tomorrow is Bhaitika as we're talking. So I've literally woke up, ran errands like a crazy donut because obviously I was working for the past few days and they were so here we are. And she's been working crazy like for the past 6 nights or the 7.
Somebody asked me last night, oh, do you fast on Baitika? Is there fasting a thing?
Yeah. So traditionally, I remember Batabalama, like if your days wouldn't come home, we couldn't eat, like no matter how young you are, okay? And we've stopped doing that for the last, I think 4 years, because we just were like, this doesn't make sense, because our Baitikas at the minute is like evening Baitikas, because traditionally, evening Baitikas, I must say evening water because of work commitments. Sometimes you can't get off, I know. And it's been evening. I mean, we have like 2 different set of days to visit, so it actually works out perfect for us, I know. But traditionally, say you're meant to fast until you put Baitika. But the brother can eat, I know. And then our brothers and us, we decided we are not going to do this, continue doing this because it's just not practical and it doesn't make sense for that party to suffer where she's the one cooking and doing stuff. Does that make sense? Like, all that, you know. So you're cooking. And
labor.
You're on food.
Energy tayo.
You're on food all the time and you can't eat. That's just ridiculous.
Anyway, lots of traditions. And talking about traditions, we put out this is probably be a 2-part podcast. And we put up some questions saying what traditions or values will you take forward. And the second part will be what traditions you will not take forward. So this will be all about positivity because obviously it's festival. About next week when festival ends, then we'll come out with the negative stuff.
And what you take forward.
Yeah. Well, so we asked you a few questions and oh my goodness, there were a few replies. So shall we go straight into it then?
Shall I get my phone out as well so we can do back and forth fine?
Yeah, exactly. Where's your phone, madam?
Guys. I'm still on the holiday mode. Oh my god.
I know. Oh my god, but this had you not seen?
Because I was in Milan, guys, when Minadi was doing the entire thing.
Oh yeah.
I was on a holiday.
First Europe trip.
It's my second.
Oh.
But at first, after like a really long time, that I was like, I don't believe myself that I could do it. I did it. And guess what? Our flight got cancelled. So that was a whole different dynamics as well.
Oh my god.
So I survived that too. So yeah, thumbs up.
Got to hear all about it off camera in a minute.
Okay, yeah. That's just a brief one.
You want to go first?
So we're talking about the positives and not first the negatives. Right? So not.
You know what? While she scrolls down and gets to the point, I am gonna break this Fini roti. Oh, this is so heartbreaking. Every time Fini roti breaks like this. Oh.
That's the best one, flaky ones. But like, I'm not a big Fini fan because I guess we just were labelled as children. So Fini roti was just layers on layers, and we used to. I mean, labelled and I'm thankful for the experience. It's like घिउ दल्नु पर्थ्यो क्या हामीले चाहिँ and we were given घिउ दल्ने and then यो चिर्ने part चाहिँ I mean moms would do the बेल्ने and as you grew older and you had more
So
strength.
you got given the
Easy
Give us
part.
the easy part, and you still complain.
I thought this is since childhood. You know how stressful penny is?
Yeah.
That's worse than celebrity. But anyway, because flaky boy and it's chapter and then it's so stressful. So hamro part was घिउ दल्ने ल्याने chini sprinkle गर्ने on top. But obviously people are diabetic, so these days we don't do chini. Because Okay. This one's Mo Puja. That's the worship of self that celebrates one's essence and empower the soul. It's very common in Newari society. And Mir Sati, I was just talking to her. She's half Mogor, half Newari. And she hasn't done Mo Puja in like freaking 8 years, or maybe even like 10. I'm not quite sure. But she was just saying like how she's so excited to do Mo Puja. So basically, Mo Puja is like they make a little puja that they make like mandali, everything like that.
Yeah.
So they have one for themselves, and then Jana Unsa, and then Supari, and then I don't remember. I think I've only sat through once in my entire life. So you just basically acknowledge puja, so that's just for yourself.
Oh, okay.
And which is quite amazing because no one else does it. It's only for someone else. So Newari people, you're elite.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's nice that self-care and looking after yourself is so ingrained in that,
in that
culture, right?
Yeah. I guess it's more of a spiritual touch, but even then, I know.
I mean, traditions like this don't get the highlight,
Exactly.
right? Because I'm finding out Ma Puja only from you, no? Probably about this year when we're talking about traditions, and I really, really appreciate it. I think we should have Ma Puja a bit more, celebrated a bit more than usual.
Yeah, celebrated a bit more. And I feel like...
Does it fall in... What time does it fall?
So, Mon Puja is usually, I believe, after Lakshmi Puja, just before...
Oh, it falls within Diwali?
Yeah, so Tihar ki period ma, okay? So, I think it has its own dates, because I remember once it was Bhaitika ko bela ma, but actually say Lakshmi Puja ko bholi palta. Like sometimes it's just the awkward 2 days gap. Like this year, Lakshmi Puja was a day forward because there was a whole eclipse and it was very unlucky to celebrate that day, so everyone just moved the whole day. It's just crazy.
Everybody be talking about Tihar unlucky cha eta uta, and I'm like agere momile tika kinna janna parcha. I thought Tika was day after tomorrow.
Bruh, she's intense.
Remember, it's so weird, because we haven't celebrated Dasai or Tihar for years now. And I think that's something that I want to restart later on in life. I would love to have all the celebratory stuff and at least have family gathering and all that.
Dasai and Tihar just been like always madness, full swing, Year it's been dead though, because my mom's she has a whole carton of Jirimil Batti. She misplaced it this year. I mean, Dad misplaced it, and Dad doesn't remember where it is. So there's a whole drama going on. Now she has a curtain of Jirimil Batti, and then like Jirimil Batti everywhere basically. So she's
May, if you had found it, we're gonna put it up on this wall.
May, it would be in my house. She wouldn't let me get it out. It's crazy. But
yeah, I love Ma Puja. Like, and also not only doing the ritual, but also instilling the value of self-care should actually be highlighted and celebrated a bit more, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Never Community, you're doing something right, mate.
Yeah, I mean, still get jailed though. The shade. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. It had to be done. It had to be done.
Shall I do the next one? I mean, this has come from you.
Yeah.
You responded to your own. Dasaima ठुलो मान्छे भेट्न जानु, celebrity, and that's it. Can you elaborate on that's it?
So basically, त्यो bits obviously, in these polls, like the word limits are thore, so I knew I'd get this opportunity to explain. So.
Did you? You know me by now.
Dasaima, we don't do that anymore because we don't really have Tulo Bara who actually celebrates Dasai here in the UK. We only have one family, that's Shamaneko family, and that's the only family we go to. Tihar, a lot of people celebrate, but Dasai, a lot of people don't tend to celebrate because it's the Hindu festival. So they have this whole controversial about does it celebrate or not. I'm not, bro, Tihar is Hindu festival too. So
I'm really sorry, eh? People celebrate Christmas, as in like they have Christmas dinner, Christmas roast. They're more than happy to do that, but not. What is it?
not
Dasai?
something that you were born with, like Nepali. So thank you and you for that. Those who think Dosa is
This
like
woman, honestly, when I edit, remember how much F word I have to bleep and I have to take out. This is
I think recently it's been more outrageous because I've just been in
Yeah,
the whole mind
yeah.
like I don't care.
I
Okay,
mean,
let
you
me
know what?
take that back.
Express it.
So basically, मलाई चाहिँ त्यो पच्दैन क्या. You're a Nepali, you're celebrating Tihar रे. Tihar चाहिँ pick and choose गर्ने रे. Okay, ल भाइटिका, they want to celebrate the best parts of the festival. Fair enough. Lakshmi Puja चाहिँ किन गरेको त नि? Where does Lakshmi Bhagan belong? Do you think Lakshmi Bhagan is Buddhist? Lakshmi Puja आफ्नो घरमा सह ल्याउने pick and choose रे. हैन? दसैँ चाहिँ नगर्ने रे. Because that involves animal cruelty. Vegan हो नि त. Why are you eating massive from the butcher shop then? Same thing, no? So suddenly, I know, my point is, suddenly, you eat every day masu, breakfast, lunch, dinner, you have masu. That doesn't counteract to the part, dosai ma चाहिँ animal there is sacrifice boy. That's the olden tradition ni ta. A lot of people don't do that anymore. Yeah, fair enough. Like, supply अनुसार demand हुन्छ, दसैँमा everyone is costing masu. But don't just say that thing and हामी त दसैँ celebrate गर्दैन because we are not Hindu and don't celebrate Tihar then, bro. Just don't.
Oh, I know. Okay, first of all, I was laughing because we started this podcast saying, oh, we're
Positive.
going to be all positive. And then
But we are real.
5-10 minutes into it, we start ranting. So, no, I think what people don't really get, and I get amazed by how people don't get it. Okay? Change starts from you.
Exactly.
Anta, Dasai, Manau, you don't have to discard the whole festival. Just discard the parts you don't like and you don't agree with.
Okay,
How simple is that? Why do people not understand? Obviously, because people have to be controversial. People have to have. I get their life is a bit boring, so that they want to have some drama. I love drama. I mean, I do that as well, but not like in.
म त come at me, bro. म त सिधै भनिदिन्छु. I don't care. I was raised religious, and I've discarded the whole religion part of it because my values don't align with it. That doesn't mean I disrespect saying my mom's a Hindu, my dad's a Buddhist.
Yeah.
We like accept it. I'm Nepali. I think Dasai is a Nepali festival. Like, yes, my granddad used to sacrifice Kosi like every single Dasai. त्यो भएन भन्न अझ every single Dasai हैन अझ त्यो भएन भन्न prior to Dasai there is like Ashtami or something that you sacrifice मन्दिरमै गएर क्या I remember पहिला हामी we used to take kukra and then sacrifice in Dachin Kali हैन and
Maybe speaking about child labor quite a lot here.
But I told my granddad, this is so bad. Why should we be seeing blood? He changed because of us. So now he breaks coconut. Because at the end of the day, bhagwanलाई जल चढाउने हो नि त. So coconut is a vegan liquid. हैन purpose meat भयो, whatever the god wants. हैन अब उनीहरुलाई एक्सप्लेन गरेको नि फेरि coconut को meat फेरि coconut sacrifice भयो भन्ला भनेर नि. तर the point was that नि त. So you make cultural adaptation changes, but I don't think you should stop celebrating festivals because of that reason. If that's the case, don't celebrate Tihar, don't celebrate Christmas ni ta.
Exactly.
Celebrate Buddha Purnima full swing. Buddha Purnima vegetable was sakadawa manao. Khoi ta manaeko.
The whole point of festivals is you celebrate. It's in the word itself. You celebrate with your family, your loved ones. It's an opportunity to get together and have fun and like get along.
I just don't get it. If you're going to your colleagues who is Muslim, Pakistani, celebrating Eid with their family, they would say, wow, I'm cultured.
Exactly.
I'm cultured. But after Nepali Dasai accept gonna say they're just very triggered. Yeah. I hope this triggers you because that's the whole point.
No,
that's
exactly.
the whole point.
If you're gonna show respect to other cultures, then start with your own.
Yeah. Charity begins from home. Period.
Right. Your turn, love. Remember, this is 2-part, eh? The same person, but 2-part.
Okay. Removing shoes when entering a house. Removing shoes when entering house keeps the house clean and tidy. No discoloration. I agree. I Rishi Sunak 10 Downing Street.
I need to stop the pitchy laugh here. I think people are feeding back that sometimes our laugh like bust their eardrums, but I still. Anyway, yeah, I saw that meme as well. The Downing Street ko baira, na? Like there's like also Rishi Sunak has moved in there, and then there's like chappal shoes.
Can you give them the context why this Rishi Sunak joke is like?
Obviously, our Rishi Sunak has become the first prime minister, first Asian
without election, yeah,
prime minister without election, and he's also richer than King Charles.
Yeah.
And then memes are flowing through, and then one of these popular memes is that outside Downing Street there's like pairs of chappals and juttas, like you find that in any Asian home, like take off your shoes before you come in. And I very much agree, not only just because of discoloration but because also of hygiene. Okay? Your feet are supposed to shoes are supposed to protect you from germs, from dirt and whatnot, na? That's why it's used. When you come in, probably have like a indoor slipper if you can't do without one, na? But leave the shoes outside. I think that's just basic hygiene. I was quite shocked. This was one of the culture shocks of the UK when I first came in. People were just walking into the house with shoes and on top of the carpet, and I was like,
my dear plumber Andrew, if you're listening, I don't think you ever will. I think his name is Andrew. He comes to Ghar, juta kholer janja.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, just put your shoes on, because that shoes is there for a reason, because that's to protect their toes neither. Yeah. So I mean, if you're just going to the bathroom, fair enough. But if you're going to the loft, by all means put your shoes on. And he's, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, just go.
Exactly, because work wear they're supposed to be protective wear for them.
Exactly.
It's not because they could. I know. I think a lot of what I really like is a lot of people who come into our houses, like white or other culture ko mancheharu, other race ko mancheharu. When they come into, I think they know by now that it's quite respectful to take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Right? And they do, and I'm like, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's just how it should be done, really.
Exactly. Right? Oh,
your turn, mate.
That's quite. That's a good one, actually. Take
really
your
like
shoes
that.
off.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay. All right. The next one. The respect we have in our culture, but this won't be dictated by age, gender, or jat.
Thank you.
Yes.
The last one was really necessary, by the way. Let me just point that bold lock, caps lock in your head.
Mary, I'm telling you, Mary is on like a different hormonal journey.
Like, I went to Milan and then that's what happened.
She's on a high.
I'm on a new high. Like, I'm like, I think at the minute now, I'm just like, I don't care vibe, my guy. Like,
but very much agree, especially with, I guess all three main ones that I really, really agree with. Age is something that I've always disagreed with. Just because you're older than me doesn't mean I need to automatically respect you. I am a big believer of respect. You earn respect. Okay?
Me too.
You don't just automatically qualify for it. And in our culture, I'm not saying be rude or unpolite. Is that even a word? Unpolite? Yeah. Impolite. Wow. 6 night shifts killed. Don't be impolite. Just like you are polite to everybody out there, regardless of age, be polite. Tara, if somebody older starts becoming rude to you or says something disgusting, stand your ground. I think stand your ground. They will consider you somebody rude or somebody uncultured, westernized ones. There's the ones, but
Uttauli.
Uttauli.
Uttauli is my favorite
There comes
word.
gender.
Uttauli.
Oh, then go for it. Stand your ground, because at the end of the day, just because they've lived longer than us doesn't mean they have developed better than us. Because some people just don't change for life. And if they want to be that, be them. That don't bring into my space and be rude to me. सेलरोटी अलि ठुलो बाइट भयो क्या
अलि लोभले लाभले बिलाप भएको अवस्था guys.
You wanted to highlight the Jat part.
That part because my grandparents, my
धन्यवाद.
dear grandparents, as liberating as they want to be, they are very behind as well. I remember एउटा incident here, okay? I don't quite remember entirely, but the highlight I took out of the incident was जातले गरेर we couldn't include that person in our house खालको. So
yeah.
माग्ने दाइ थियो, I believe it was माग्ने दाइ. दसैँ तिहारको बेलामा काठमाडौँमा चाहिँ it's very common. Back in the days, I don't know anymore, in 90s, okay? This I'm talking about like when I was 4-5 years old. माग्ने दाइहरू आउँथ्यो and then we used to give हाम्रो पुरानो कपडाहरू for them so that they can do and then few money दसैँ खर्च भनेर के सारङ्गी रेट्ने दाइहरू there you go. अनि बजे घरमा यस्तै पकाएको थियो कि सेलरोटी everything. And then बजे gave them in a thal to eat, like गाडीमा बसेर खाऊ भनेर के. I mean we live quite high up, so fair enough. And then after they ate, त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ I think I was at a phase in life where I just wanted to do chores के like हुन्छ नि चिया बनाउने, you just want to feel like an adult त्यो बेलामा. I literally brought the plates up and my grandparents were like के गरेको तल्लो जातको मान्छेले छोको थाल तल्लै धुनुपर्छ टाइपको. And I didn't understand because you literally fed their family because you cared for them, no? You fed them, you gave them clothes, you gave them money, but suddenly you're not allowed to bring that salmon mati. So why? Like
as if they're supposed to be, as if they have some kind of disease that they're supposed to be isolated.
Exactly. But this was before the whole period isolation. I literally felt like them, no? So that's another trauma. But
you understood.
I understood the part of it, but I didn't like that part because what is that? Like, why is that even there? Like King Prithviraj Shah bhanda previously Rana Shah they distributed the caste system. So why are we still on it? It's the same as UK ko अहिले को socio-economic caste. Like we have a class system in here as well. So मलाई त्यो कुरा चाहिँ like मलाई पस्दैन. And then I don't think I'll ever teach my children that because they just don't need to know.
This podcast is supposed to be about what you will pass to the children.
I won't.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I also, I specifically remember this one incident. Okay, about the magne aundahari, they would be sat outside the khane. That used to be so common that I wouldn't even question it. I know, but I still remember this one specific incident. My mom and I had gone to, the ones that make pots and pans. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in one of the podcasts before. I was a kid. We went to somebody who makes pots and pans, right? And we were inside their house. And we were waiting for our pots. I was so thirsty and we didn't have water. And all I asked my mom was like, can you please ask the man for some water for me? She would not. And I just could not understand. I kept bugging my mom, like, Mom, pani. She would not ask that man for water for me. Yeah. She literally left me thirsty. And when we left, and she was like, I'll tell you later. When we left his house, then she started educating me about how we should not drink water from their house. And I still could not wrap my head around. I was like, I'm thirsty. That's my need. There's water. He hasn't got some kind of disease that he will contaminate the water. The water is perfectly fine. So I just couldn't understand why I couldn't drink water. अनि मर्ने बेलामा प्यास लागिरहेको बेलामा if तलजरको मान्छेले पानी दियो भने खान्न त अनि
खान्न रे खानुहुन्न रे
You die, man. Die faster.
Like that's just ridiculous के अझ मर्ने बेलामा त के भन्छ रे they're from okay, let's not even go there. Like मेरो whole like frustration will come out. Let's just move on to the podcast, shall we? But that should be just eliminated.
Yeah.
Bhaitika. We love Bhaitika.
Oh yeah, Baitika.
I mean, Baitika is tomorrow. Everyone loves Baitika.
It's more, I think, rather than fasting for your brother, I think I take it as a siblings celebration day. Right? I think you have to see the positive in anything you get.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you can't just, But it would be lovely, like exchanging gifts with your sibling. That would be good.
Get
But
some
not,
money.
I remember Bhai Tika when I was growing up as when we would put Tika on Bhai and then receive money.
Yeah.
But these days, the change that I've made is that I think seeing from everybody as well, we exchange gifts rather than just me getting paisa.
हाम्रो चाहिँ okay, traditionally भाइटिकामा चाहिँ हैन, you just don't put tika and then you don't do that. So dai bhaiलाई चाहिँ what you do is you give 4 types of fruits. Right? Fruits, 4 types of fruits दिनुपर्छ. So that's in our bhaitika platter that every year we give out,
Yeah.
But lately चाहिँ we've 4 types of fruits ma, 1 type of fruit is avocado, so there's like a bit of fruit. Avocado is a fruit, veg is controversial, but at least it's not fruits ma because everyone's diabetic on the fruits ma khanda ghama queen so everything like that's a long story, and it's plus if you're only brother and you've got plenty of sisters, that's a lot of fruits to get. So what we do is we have other sisters as well, so we say toile yola, so everyone just gives like a little set of things.
Is it like a fruit basket, fruit hamper, or like cut up fruits that you feed them?
Fruits say 4 types doesn't matter if you get cut up fruits or if you get 1 kg yo fruit, whatever. There are 4 types of fruits so that's the traditional thing. And you puja going on the bimiro, that's like basically lemon ko dad, I guess. That's how I can express it.
Lemon ko what?
So have you not seen bimiro? So it's like bokote and lemon ko like a hybrid.
Okay.
So I'll just say lemon's dad.
Yeah.
So you puja going on that. You puja going on okar, things like that.
I love how you describe things.
Lemon's dad.
Lemon's dad.
It looks the same, no? Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Go, please continue.
So that's why let's say. Like,
I had to rehear what you just said.
Oh God! So हामीले दिदीबहिनीले दिने चाहिँ set of fruits, ढाका टोपी and the mahmalको mala, the purple flowers.
Yeah.
And then you give them all the dry nuts and fruits. So you get cashew, almond, okra, pistachios. Some people put nutty balls, some people don't. That's up to your preference. But you have to give like ingredients like apricots, dried apricots, raisins, and then you give cardamom, luang sukmil dalchini. So it's a cardamom, cloves, and then cinnamon sticks. So tiopani is like a part of it. And so that's like the things you wrap. But no, I'm saying we are gurung, so we give Roxy because we just give Roxy at everything and anything. So man be more than Roxy, bas than Roxy. So Roxy is just a very safe kosili, I guess. So you can just take Roxy anywhere and then it will be accepted just because you're gurung. So we give that. So that's like the basic. But if you feel rich, you can give gifts to your brother in addition to that. But usually we just keep limit to that because that's just how traditions are. And then dais, let's say, if they want to give them money or a present, they give as a return, like a tika return. And then we cook them food, etc., etc. So that's how it's done.
See, this is the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, I recently just found out that you give mokmaliko mala because that flower
doesn't die.
It doesn't die, and it's for longevity, right? So, see, this is what I'm gonna do with my kids. I am gonna educate myself on the factors involved and what we do, why we do. Then when they have questions, I would explain to them. Okay? I would just not blindly give it to them.
Yeah. Have reasons.
34 years, man. Now I find out Makhuliko Mala is bloody for longevity.
And then esto pani, like you go around with pani, you go around with oil and things like that. That's the cycles. I think that's the cycles you pray for or whatever. I don't know. So you just go around like bagana pani so basically your brother is the god that day.
See, there are so many layers to it. There's so many deep meanings behind those rituals, But I bet you my mom or dad doesn't know. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like,
And then there is a reason why you puja garing the lemon ko dad before you do the okhar. So okhar lai ni you puja garcha, and then you throw in 4 different directions.
Yeah.
But you say I'm not quite sure if it's to protect them from evil eye from coming from 4 different directions, or you want their happiness to come from 4 different directions.
No, I think it's the evil eye, because when we, as a kid, you know, you're supposed to smash the walnuts in one go. So right before we smash the walnuts, my mom used to ask us to recite this. Okay? So like some demon ko aka ford bhanera ni damn you smash it. Okay? So we were told because
the evil
eye, and then you like basically throw in 4 directions so that you know he's protected from all directions.
Yeah. So there you go. Then you have the extra.
Yeah. Also, apparently, we do all that to protect our brothers, but then our brothers they do nothing, but they're supposed to be automatic protectors.
Let's not even go there. Okay? Whether I said I'll save it for later
For the second
like
podcast.
the whole society. Tell me the society is not patriarchal. Tell me if it's not. Sorry, just to clarify on earlier, what part of this is not Hindu? Buddhist camera.
Okay.
Like, no shade, but I actually cannot.
Please, no shade. Don't even say that. Like,
There's a lot of shade.
Shade after shade. It's almost midnight. Like,
there is a lot of shade. I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so all right, this is like a massive 3-line. Losar, although I haven't been for years, it's fun, get together, experience culture, great dance dresses, relatives. Oh, I thought great. Geet, dance dresses, etc. Of course, relatives, bedcut and stuff. Also, in my opinion, is more litty than weddings and stuff. Right? Agree on the wedding part. I have experienced Tibetan Losar. And that compared to Gurung Losar is a bit, come on, we are like watered down version of Tibetan Losar. But I guess that's their major festival. We have Dositi have for that. You know?
Yeah.
So it's just a new year. If you celebrate Lunar New Year or Tibetan New Year, which falls on the same calendar around February time, then Gurung Losar is a bit watered down.
Right, I'm gonna sound like an idiot. Well, not idiot, ignorant, but Chinese year, Losar, are they same dates?
So Tibetan Losar and Chinese Losar are the same dates.
Okay.
So they roll on the same calendar. But Gurung Losar, say for some reason we have our own calendar. So it lies on the New Year Eve mostly. Like I've noticed. But New Year's Eve, great time to report, okay? Always, or if not the day before. So Amro horoscope is literally the Chinese horoscope, né? Just few changes of animals, but it's literally the same. We have snake, they have dragon. What is okay? But it's like
watered down version, dragon, snake.
Okay, snake, dragon. Okay, it is watered down version. On a Chinese matter, you have pig. Amro matter mirgo answer. So that's like I don't really get it, but yeah. So it's like the same.
Similar, very similar.
Very similar. Very similar. Ani, you just celebrate, you just eat food. But I keep asking my parents, like, because I'm such an instigator, but then I just want to know.
Yeah, curious.
Like, how am I supposed to teach my kids, grandkids, whatever, if I don't know myself?
Yeah, exactly.
So I asked them, like, like, because I've seen the Tibetan Losar, right?
Yeah.
They wake up, they have this alcohol in bed, and then, trust me, it's lit. When I'm saying it's lit, it's lit. And then they have this choice of cotton, wood, so like, Chinese culture, pick on allowance,
oh yeah,
when they're born.
Yeah.
So they get to do that in Losar. So that denotes how your Losar year is going to be. Just okay.
That's cheating though, because as a old person, you would know, innit? Like what to choose.
I know, like it's just random pick and mix. You don't see it.
Okay,
So pick and
you
mix,
just
you
select.
just take.
Or that's quite fun.
Or if you're rich, it comes in a box, and then you just get the box and then Peter Towns. So
mystery
it's like
box.
Mystery box. So it's
that is fun.
Lit. I know. And then you have kapse, and then you have kapse towers, and then like they make artistic kapse
towers.
Yeah, it's not the kapse you get. Your historic dine kapse that's kane kapse, no?
Yeah.
They have a kapse that they present to the gods. I kid you not. I've seen etro massive boknai nasagne kapse is ke. And they're like fried like that, bro. The art is impeccable. I must say,
Excuse me, how can you get a deep enough pot to fry that?
No, it's bottom my better. All I'm saying, if you wanna go buy it, I know, like,
Oh, actually, thank God it's ready-made.
yeah, it's ready made. But some people believe they should do it either. Because the pot construction, it's just whole engineering going there. But that, and then yeah, they just start with alcohol and their Tibetan tea, and it's just quite,
Very cultural
and very like connected. Some go to Gumba, some don't. I believe Garma Gumba, so most of them go like, they have the praying spot.
I know, right? I didn't know how big of a deal having a Gumba at your own house is. Like, our friend Kaji, he has like a whole...
Yeah, all my friends in Nepal,
room.
they had it. Yeah, they have a room dedicated. They'd rather sleep on the floor in the Gumba, but they need to have room.
But there's a certain peace that I feel when I go to a Gumba. Yeah.
I feel like this today with any religious spots. So if I go to a mosque, mandir, Gumba, even church, I just find
Church
the
as well.
satisfaction, like like, oh, this is just peaceful type of guy. So to me, it's like that's what religion is very funny for me. Anyway, long story short.
No, I think Gumba and church, I think because of the sounds and the chants and the prayers, I think it feels quite peaceful. Nepali मन्दिरमा गयो भने त ट्याङ 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 घन्टी बजाइरहेको हुन्छ.
I think Kathmanduko main mandirma चाहिँ, but if you go Mati like Manakamna and somewhere that's serene, Gorkha Mandir peaceful, those ones are really peaceful. And in Malay Samoko, like I wasn't expecting it, but the most peace I've ever received is in a Gurdwara.
Ooh, haven't visited one.
That was crazy. Like Merata, like head to toe, I just felt the whole like something's moving.
Did you feel purified?
I don't know, bro. Like I just felt so like, okay, I belong here vibes. Yeah.
Oh.
Like it was very nice.
So maybe in the future we'll see you
wearing a Sikh band
and a little what is called the
dagger
knife.
Little dagger. But yeah. So Losar, okay, Gurung Losarpan is quite nice. You get to wear all the Gurung dress, whatever, and we usually have like big festivities. Hamro Garma is the Losar Junction, so everyone just comes to our house. We just feast.
Nice.
30 people plus. Kids are in the staircase because there's no room.
Oh yeah.
Chaotic, but we have a dress code. Everyone needs to wear Gurung dress, whatever. So some person comes in Gurung dress, so it's quite cute. But I might continue that.
Oh, you know what? Talking about all these festivities, I just realized how much I actually miss
festivities.
All this yeah, because it's like this Dasai was the only one where in about 5-6 years that I visited Mama Ghar and
oh my god,
put tika in my forehead, and that felt quite exciting.
Yeah.
But then talking about all these Losar, all these celebrations, and especially when Diwali is like so lit back home, like literally with lights everywhere, I just miss doing all that.
I know. There's this guy that I used to talk to. Like he was Indian, and then they bought like a grand worth of pataka, and they had like an hour plus long like fireworks. Oof. And I was sent every single of it, and I was like, just at that point, like, bro, this is just sad.
I miss it.
But it was so good. There was like all that matizane, like
the
rocket,
volcano,
alu bomb, everything. Yeah, I was like, yo, we should do this.
Oh, that is so good. Yeah, honestly, celebrate. I would love to celebrate. I think with my kids, I would love to teach and celebrate about some of the major exciting festivals we have got. That doesn't limit to my culture, just my culture. No?
And I don't think it should be religious tag. I mean, technically it was, I know. But if you're celebrating Christmas, come on, like, just teach your kids.
Exactly.
Right.
Do not discriminate, in short.
Exactly.
Right. I think this is probably the last one, Anna. All of them, if I can, they helped me with my identity and where I come from.
That's such a cute wrap up. Like literally what we were saying.
I was gonna say I disagree, but
Not all, like maybe not. Most of it I agree. Like I'll celebrate, but some, I won't.
all of them, Banalini, I would teach them. I would educate them about the wrong things I was taught, and also why I abandoned it. I think in that sense, yeah, I would teach them all I can, because it's part of my culture, my identity, and I think that will help my kids understand me a bit more. But yeah, there are lots of things that we would.
I think I would lay them how I was taught, like festivals say, no? Because my family was and still is big into festivals. But having said that, my granddad was the most stubborn man in the entire world that anyone's ever met to this date. And he made changes like animal sacrifice, etc. Because he then realized it's wrong, Maniranda. And this answer saying like boil the kids all day I go doesn't really make sense, because yes it was, but he made changes because he realized he was in the wrong. So if our kids find things that we're doing questionable, then by all means go modify it.
Exactly.
But that also means at the end of the day, like koti someone say, like how much are you gonna modify? Why not?
Apart from festivals and traditions and all that, what other core values would you like to pass down
to my kids?
Yeah.
As a Nepalese person?
Yeah.
Kitabla khutale dog nun. Kitabla trukale sunun na wundu.
I thought for a second that you were like serious kid, and I was like, I thought you would go on and say something about education and all that.
I'm talking about superstitions. I actually don't know at this point. I think whatever I've been taught, the positives that I've received, I'll happily pass them down, like respecting people who deserves to be respected. That doesn't mean like we already discussed before, talk to someone hepera. Definitely I will eliminate casteism from my child's vocabulary. I will teach racism. I will teach them though to see our point of view, how we were raised on it, and why it's no longer relevant. Casteism, racism, classism, any ism you talk about it, sexism majorly, because regardless of me having a son or a daughter, or me having a nephew or niece, I would just treat them like you're not deprived of being a woman, you're not deprived of being a man, whatever. Those things I would definitely implement. I mean, biological factors, my men being stronger than women, it's just if you're gonna come at that, that's just like, honestly, you can't really gonna talk another. But we're talking about values and what we're drilled in our head. You can condition that. So things that can be conditioned and be, what's that word called?
Unlearned. Nature versus nurture.
Nurture, that's it. That's the word. Nurture them, regardless of the gender, caste, class, ism, all the isms basically. There you go. What would you do?
I think culturally, I think what I would teach them is probably like the importance of preserving the core festivities and the meaning behind them. I know. I've already lost it, so I want to relearn and revisit those areas, because I do miss them quite a lot. But also the importance of being independent and not entirely depending on your parents for a little bit, because I think in Asian culture we do spoil our children a bit too much than necessary. I know. And especially girls, I would teach them the importance of financial independence. Because that is a weapon that will break a lot of barriers for you in this patriarchal community. Definitely that. And
would teach them how to speak up their minds.
Speak for themselves. And before they speak for themselves, I would like them to think for themselves first. Just because I taught them so. It doesn't have to be. They can form their own opinions. They can form their own thing. Because this is always what I say, right? Everybody's given a brain for a reason. Yes, you do get fed a lot of things from your parents, but also they have to remember that your parents also don't stop growing. I literally shared a video, I think, I don't know whether you said, about why two siblings don't turn out same.
I mean, look at me and my
being
sister.
raised by that. Yeah, exactly.
Me and my sister, we've been raised like we had no differences from my mum when we were growing up. But I turned out to be. My sister is extroverted in the sense that she gets along with everyone, but she doesn't really ask much questions about why this is unfair.
Yeah.
Whereas I do, and then.
Yeah, exactly. And the point is, you have to think for yourselves, and just because somebody will come and say hamro culture ma yasto hudaina doesn't mean you don't have to. You gotta fight for yourself. You gotta stand your own ground. And if that takes lots of hard work, if that takes lots of being insulted, being degraded, being crying over things because you feel like you don't belong in that society, then be it. You will grow into such a strong and resilient person that all that doesn't even touch you anymore.
And Malai, I think we have this whole fear of losing things, right? But us as humans, as social beings, you should know for a fact that even if you lose all the people behind, you will gain more on your way forward. So never cry over spilled milk ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some relationships are not meant to last, and that's great.
Yeah,
you have plenty more to look forward to. So just because your uncle from X so many years don't even speak to you, like, why are you flinching about that?
Exactly. And as you said, family is something that you have no choice over.
Yeah.
But moving on as you grow, the people that you choose to make your family, your friends, they are something that you have filtered out and chosen for your own good and for everybody's good. I think that's the more important thing to remember. So yeah, अब भन्न त I will teach my kids this, I'll teach my kids that भन्यो हैन. अब पछि when kids ले उस पनि गरे भने
यो पडकास्ट सुन्ने मान्छेहरु यसको बच्चा चाहिँ कस्तो आउने रहेछ यिनीहरुलाई प्रपर नेपाली के गर्छ भन्थे त imagine like we're losing our shit in the supermarket and they're like yeah cool, a drink with Mary and Mina Mata, you said you do these.
Exactly.
But look at you now, struggling.
So this morning I was going into some thoughts. I think I was thinking about, I would apologize to my kids for losing my shit. I would apologize to my kids for not knowing any better. I would apologize to my kids for not being the person that they wanted to be at the moment. Because I think they have to remember that their mother or their father or their friends are still growing.
Like, honestly, bro, like whatever you said, I'm just like, my mom used to do that.
Yeah.
Like, mommy sorry, like, but once menopause hit,
mommy is not sorry anymore.
Shit has left the fan.
Mommy is like, I shut you out.
Oh, like, honestly, he's a BFBS radio, if you listen to it, they're like, Mainawari hunune better menopause hunu and my mom said, no, mother, menopause better. And I was like, who asked you? Ask us. And then she was like, give more. And we were like, okay, we'll take that back.
The fear.
The menopause is unreal. So she used to be like that, but like, mommy, sorry. Like, she used to apologize. Like, polite way, ma.
The menopause, I think the thing with growing old is that menopause and dementia and everything, that just takes the filter out of you, right?
Escalated. Like, she's like,
That's, I've been hearing that for years now.
Yeah, so that's that, I guess.
Yeah. And I think thank you so much for sending in all these opinions. I think it really, really helps us understand that our audiences and our viewers are like thinking along the same lines as us.
And engaging. And it's quite fun for us to engage. Eh? We absolutely love engaging. I mean, you probably think we're like narcissist bunch talking in front of camera, but we...
Oh my God, no. I think some of the feedbacks that I've received is that it feels like you're talking to your friend, speak around you. And I very much like that. I really, really do want to, I think the whole point of this podcast is that we drop all barriers and all shame so that we could be as intimate as we can be with you,
and we are covering things that no one would
relate and touch things
exactly
within you, I guess. Our titis are narcissism, but
and sort of like prickle, sort of like tickle some thoughts as well, because the questions we are, questions that arises here within us, Bunny. And we are sort of healing ourselves within this whole entire podcast as well. So some of the questions you ask, it tickles our thoughts, and some of the things we say, it tickles your thoughts. That's the whole point of it. There's no need to be offended, or
respect. That's one of the core values. Respect each other's thoughts, no matter whether we agree or disagree, but also let's grow together.
That's
I don't know why.
Cute.
Yeah.
But okay.
Oh, the soothing voice. Let's grow together.
Yeah, guys. But let me break the ice. Let me go to the promo straight away. Good jokes. Amro Spotify 10 of you has given us 5 stars. We just like to thank you so much, because I've never noticed until someone was telling me yesterday, give me a podcast link, and I did it. I was like, oh my God. So thank you so much. And those of you who haven't, and if you're listening to us on Spotify, Google Cast, Apple Music, or even on YouTube, just give us a thumbs up and basically 5 stars if you can, so that others can listen to us, and then they will be basically, shown Amro podcast so they can hear and then educate themselves, and we'll have a larger audience as well. But thank you to the 10 of you who actually done that. I didn't know it was possible. And here we are making changes again.
Yay!
So yeah, share if you care. Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.